We are back at it for another exciting week of television fun, television entertainment, television information, just plain TV. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Tuesday, 29th day of May 2018. I am Dan Kuntz, your host, alongside my good friend, News Director Steve Hare. How are you?
A little wind whipped, but other than that,
You're
no
okay?
worse for wear. You're looking pretty good. You got a little sunshine.
Played a lot of golf. Oh, I was outside a lot this weekend. It was a beautiful weekend.
You were having a great time out there on the lake.
I played a lot of golf. There's nothing wrong with playing a lot of golf. It's so good for you.
I called him on his cell phone, hoping I could catch him on his backswing, but didn't work out.
Played Moses Point yesterday. One of my
Point.
favorite golf courses. Wasn't very windy out there. I understand it was kind of windy here in town because we were in Moses like the whole day. So
It was windy all weekend.
was it?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
you have a good weekend.
And that carries with it its own problems.
Its own
as we'll
problems.
report
Yeah,
on.
we'll talk about that when we get to the news. It was kind of a busy weekend from the news department. Steve's going to fill you on everything you may have missed over the 3-day Memorial Weekend. I hope you had a good one as well. We're back at it. We're going to work today. We're not going to work real hard. That's our promise to you. And in the second half of the show, Steve Hare is going to interview Keith Gaynor.
Yeah.
Keith Gaynor is currently, of course, a Chelan County Commissioner. He is not running for re-election. Instead, he has thrown his hat into the proverbial ring. He's one of the candidates looking to replace Kerry Condata in the Washington State House of Representatives, 12th District, Position 1. Keith will be in here just about a half an hour from now. We are going to wrap up the whole weekend in the world of prep sports, in case you missed it. We have some state champions from some of the smaller schools. They did pretty well. Malver Cooley Heartline had a really good weekend. We'll talk about that when we get to that. We also have the obscure holiday today. In history, birthdays, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. And yes, it is a Tuesday, although it feels like a Monday.
Enjoyed watching the Mariners winning some games and actually competing.
They've won 9 out of 10.
But the Yankees didn't do their part yesterday.
They didn't do our part yesterday.
No.
So sorry, Lou. We tried. We did our best, but my Yankees have hit a little bit of a cool spot, but we're fine. It's still only May. June is Friday.
That's right.
I mean, this year's flying by.
It's coming up.
And the forecast is looking pretty good. Very mild, very benign weather, really. A little breezy today. A few clouds coming towards the back half of the week. Temperatures back down to normal. We hit 83 yesterday, and a kind of an odd weather phenomenon. Our high of 83 on Monday was at 1:30 in the afternoon. Normally we top off 4:35, the hardest, but that wasn't the case yesterday. Our high temperature was earlier than we normally have it. So
We've still not hit 90, have we?
have not hit 90, and we're not for this whole week. We're going to be just about normal temperatures.
That's okay. I'm sure the firefighters will be
Yeah.
at least have some measure of satisfaction there.
One more item of business before we take you around North Central Washington. 2 weekends ago, when we were driving back from Spokane after a golf outing, Rock Island Dam, they had 11 gates opened. Yesterday, when we drove by Rock Island Dam, they had 8 gates open. I suppose that's good. I don't know.
No, well,
They had less spill gates open, although the river is still quite high.
yeah, and not heard any problems up in the Okanagan where they did have some flooding areas, but looks like the waters are starting to recede a little bit.
Yeah, I think we've dodged a bullet there. And this is perfect weather this week for snowmelt because it's going to be, just about normal. No real hot weather, no rain, nothing to really increase the runoff. So
Great weather for kayaking and whitewater rafting, definitely.
yeah, absolutely. Although the water's cold. 4 minutes after the hour, let's take you around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless. That's the cross camera, Steve, and I believe that's as far back as we can get her.
Yep, and I'm kind of judging from that look up there near Confluence, looks like the waters have gone down a little
Yeah, it
bit.
looks like it has gone down. I've seen a lot more shoreline than we did just about a week ago. So beautiful morning, good looking day today, quite a bit of sunshine, a little breezy. Forecast details are coming up. From this point forward, Kat, our producer, gets to decide where we're going to go. And she says, let's go see Jump Off Ridge. And you can look at those cherries just hitting in there and growing right away. I've been eating so much asparagus lately. It's
Have
just
you now?
ridiculous. Oh, man. But I love asparagus. You got to eat it this time of the year. This is the time of year to gobble it down.
If you like it.
Yeah,
eat it.
I love asparagus. I really do. Good morning. Jump Off Ridge, Stamil Basin, Wenatchee Heights, the East Wenatchee Bench, and Wenatchee proper. That's an incredible view there. Kat says, let's do a slow dissolve and see what's happening. Oh, at Steve's place.
Yeah.
That's up at Monument Hill out there in Quincy. Of course, in the lower right-hand corner, as we've discussed this before, that's Steve and Lynette's summer getaway.
Yeah,
It looks like the remodeling is still going strong there.
it got away.
Yeah. Oh, I know you love that rustic lifestyle,
I do.
Steve. Yeah.
I do, yeah.
So that's a beautiful home, and it still needs some work,
I'm working on the paneling inside right now.
Are
as
you?
can see, sir.
Yeah, you can tell. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Custom kitchen, I'm assuming, right?
Oh,
Gourmet
absolutely.
kitchen, yeah.
And it's all air cooled.
Yeah, air cooled. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Camera 4 goes to, oh baby, I think that's Manson. I'm assuming that's Manson. Probably on the water tower there.
Yeah.
Speaking of orchards, sitting there and growing. I wonder how Lake Chelan did with the first big weekend of the year up there.
A little fiery.
Yeah,
They had kind of a threatening wildfire up in the Manson area.
that'll be our top story when we get there.
Well, it's one of many.
One of many, yeah.
One of many.
Early start to the fire season, that is never good at all. So that is our tour around north central Washington from Sky-Fi, Local Tel's high-speed wireless internet. 6 minutes after the hour of the forecast. The story today, a little on the breezy side, considerably cooler. High today of 74. You can't really make out the wind there, but it's there. That's a graphic. You just can't quite see it. You can see the Manson Tower is actually shaking a little bit, so it's obviously a tad windy up there. Sunshine today, high of 74. It's just about normal. Wind out of the northwest, 11 to 17 miles an hour, gusts near 20 miles an hour, even above that at times, Steve. Mostly clear tonight, breezy, 48 for the overnight low. 48, that's cool. And the winds will be dying down in the overnight hours, and then we have a very pleasant stretch of weather. Wednesday, sunshine, 73, very little wind. Thursday, a little system comes in, cloudy skies, 74. Again, not a lot of wind associated with it. Friday is June 1st. How about sunshine at 76? And a drop-dead gorgeous weekend, lots of sunshine, not too warm, heading our way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity day. That is your forecast. From the National Weather Service at 7 minutes after the hour, Steve mentioned we had some fires over the weekend, and that's going to be our top story. Everything you need to know in 1 minute with Steve Hare, our news director. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Join the NCW Life channel for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee High School commencement ceremonies Friday, June 8th.
Coverage brought to you by the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and outdoor seating in Leavenworth. Young Bucks Landscaping and Tree Service, save a buck. And by Automoca with 6 locations in the valley to serve you.
Live Friday, June 8th, Eastmont High's graduation at 6, followed by Wenatchee High's graduation at 8, exclusively on the NCW Life channel.
Golfers, register now for Cascade Medical Foundation's 16th annual golf tournament on Monday, June 18th at the Leavenworth Golf Club. Your registration of $150 per person includes 18 holes of golf and cart, all activities and contests, and lunch and dinner. A raffle and live auction will be held. All proceeds will support the lab at Cascade Medical Center. There are limited spaces available. Get your tickets now by registering online or give us a call today.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Well, it was an eventful holiday weekend, but certainly no holiday for area firefighters who battled a series of wind-whipped brush fires in Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties. Started Friday afternoon in the Palisades area where the so-called Petrified Canyon fire was first reported at around 2:20 in the afternoon. And according to a report from the Central Washington Interagency Communications Center at Pangbourne Airport, that fire consumed over 150 acres of mostly grass, brush, and sage land. Douglas County Fire District 2 firefighters were joined by crews with the Washington State Department of Natural Resources and the Bureau of Land Management. 2 DNR helicopters were also assisting with water bucket drops. Now the video you're watching right now is this morning because that fire apparently re-flared up late yesterday. And we have crews down there right now that are assembling and getting ready to attack that blaze. But as you can see, overnight it was kicking up quite a bit of smoke and flares there, seen there on the horizon. By the way, we want to thank a Facebook post there by a viewer who shared that on Facebook last night, so thanks for that. By the way, we have another fire, Chelan Fire and Rescue, also responded to a report of a large fast-moving grass and brush fire on SR 150 Boyd Road area. Structures were threatened in the Chelan Hills development. Residents of that area were being notified of a possible evacuation before crews put that blaze under control. Also, the scene shifted to the Malaga area Monday when afternoon winds fanned a brush fire close to some homes in the 3400 block of West Malaga Road. Crews from Chelan County District 1 with DNR helped contain that fire after it burned about 7 acres of brush and grass, but no structures were damaged. The holiday weekend, as we mentioned, ended where it began as crews were dispatched again late yesterday to the Palisades area, where again that fire reported that the fire from Friday evening had re-flared up. We have no reports of any structure damage, but some are saying that fire was burning close to Palisades School. So we'll be getting more information on that from the fire officials a little bit later this morning. Also, Grant County Fire District 13 responded with Ephrata Fire Department crews to a brush fire yesterday about 6 p.m. near the airport. Officials say it was ignited after a man tried to burn an American flag blanket, which then spread to the wildland. 4 units from Grant County Fire District 13 assisted the Ephrata Fire Department in containing that blaze. No structures were damaged. No matter your political views, the firefighters say that it's safe to say they can all agree that starting a wildfire is no good. Ephrata police are investigating that fire. Also, this was the scene of a suspicious fire at Mission View Elementary School Sunday afternoon. Thanks to Angel Avina Ramirez for sharing this cell phone video of the fire burning playground equipment on the campus there. Wenatchee Police, Chelan County Sheriff, and Chelan County District 1 crews responded. The only information we have early of that fire is that it is suspicious in nature. At first, they thought it was burning near and threatening the school itself. But according to the officials with Chelan County 1, they did get that fire out really, really quickly, and it's currently under investigation. Again, a suspicious caused fire there at Mission View Elementary. Also, this morning, the body of a 17-year-old Linwood, Washington boy was recovered Saturday evening from the waters of Banks Lake in Grant County after he went missing late Friday evening near Steamboat Rock State Park. Friends reported that David Fesco, missing around 8:30 in the evening Friday after watching him try swimming to shore after he fell off the personal flotation device. Fesco went underwater and did not resurface. Deputies, state park rangers, and boaters searched the waters and shoreline until nightfall suspended the search. Meanwhile, Spokane County Sheriff's Office dive team arrived Saturday morning and the search continued. Divers found Fesco's body around 6 in the evening. Here's a chance to own a piece of NCW history. North Central Washington history, the U.S. Forest Service auctioning 6 buildings and about an acre of land known as the Conconully Work Center, formerly known as the Conconully Ranger Station. The Work Center is on Main Street in the town of Conconully, adjacent to existing residences and commercial properties. The Work Center is surrounded by fence. It has 6 on-site buildings, the former Ranger Station office, a bunkhouse, a warehouse, a barn with a joined corral and loading chute, a gas and oil house also included in that campus, also a paint storage shed. The land the Work Center sits on was acquired by the Forest Service back in 1928. The buildings in existence today were constructed by crews with the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, back in 1930s. One final note here, Chelan County District 1 shared this video of crew members participating in their annual physical agility test. Standard time for the obstacle course is about 8 minutes or less. Apparently the time to beat in this particular video, 3 minutes and 52 seconds. So here's the video.
Come on, buddy, let's go. Get in the box. Hit it. Get those legs moving.
Here's where you catch your breath. Take deep breaths.
Come on, baby, breathe. One more lap.
3 minutes.
Come on, buddy. 3 minutes.
You have it.
3 minutes. Let's go. Breathe, breathe.
Big breaths. You got it.
You hit that sled, man. Hit it hard. go, 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 go. Don't stop. Let's go. Hit it. Drive, drive, drive. Come on, come on, come on. All the way through. Woo! Yeah.
So while Dan was getting ready to hit the links Friday afternoon, that's what they were doing up at Chelan County 1, and obviously the work, paid off for them over the weekend because they got a lot more of that same agility testing doing the real thing.
More power to them.
More power to them.
You got to be in good shape to do that job, don't you?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So thanks, firefighters, for doing what you do and keeping us safe. Hopefully we don't have too bad a fire season.
No, the most bored people in the world this summer, I want it to be firefighters.
Yeah,
I want them to be
definitely.
sitting around playing cribbage all day long. It is fair skies, 57 degrees outside, a little breezy today, high of 73. Nice, cool, pleasant week, a few clouds on Thursday. That's really about it. It's a good looking forecast. Don't forget the news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and again 10 o'clock are your three chances to watch it on television, on this very television station in high definition, I might add. Or you can watch it on demand by going to our website late in the afternoon, early in the evening, ncwlife.com. And while you're there, point and click away. There's lots of stuff there for you to check out.
That's right, and if you see news happening, give us a call on our hotline at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. And if you have maybe an event or a program you'd like us to promote or cover, any issues or topics you want us to cover in the news, you can locate us on our Facebook page or on Twitter. You can contact us on our webpage at ncwlife.com, and as always, email us. Our address is news@ncwlife.com. Love to hear from you.
And thanks to all those Facebook friends who were able to get those videos to it. This is, you got yourself a little camera. If you got a smartphone, it comes in handy, doesn't it?
You're our eyes and ears out there, folks, so let us know what's going on.
Please, we appreciate it. 17 minutes after the hour, don't forget the second half of the program. Steve will be interviewing Keith Gaynor, Chelan County Commissioner, who is leaving his seat and attempting to step up and do a little representing in Olympia. Yeah. Steve and Keith will be coming your way in the back half of the show. It is 18 minutes after the hour, 1 minute break. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up on Anchi Valley on the NCW Live channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Cruise and Chelan Classic Car Show is this Friday and Saturday. This show and shine features live music, a barbecue dinner, inflatables for the kids, and more. The 31st annual Apple Century Bike Ride by Sunrise Rotary is Saturday starting at Pybus Market. The ride takes you all the way to Leavenworth or the Lake Wenatchee Fire Station and back. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on LocalTel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
19 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday, the 29th day of May, 2018. I am Dan Kuntz. Sports. Well, we had a 3-day Memorial Day weekend. We didn't have a show yesterday, so what happened in the final weekend in the world of prep sports? Let's get to it. We'll start out with Wenatchee Panther boys baseball. They took 4th at the state tournament. They lost to Federal Way Saturday, 13-5. By the way, the Richland Bombers, your state champion. At the 1A tournament in Yakima, Kashmir bounced back from their semifinal loss, and they beat Cedar Park Christian for 3rd in the state 1A tournament, 6-3 the final there. Freeman is your state 1A champs. Brewster made it to the state 2B championship Saturday in Centralia, but the Bears succumbed to Tri-Cities Prep, the final 14-7. Brewster finishes 2nd in the state. We do have a 1B champion in North Central Washington. The Elmira Cooley Heartline boys beat Colton to win the state championship. Congratulations to the Warriors. State softball, quick exit for both Eastmont and Moses Lake at the State 4A tournament in Spokane. They both lost their first 2 games. They were out on Friday. The Les Schwab Prep scoreboard rolls on with Cascade. They had a tough go of it at the 1A tournament in Richland. The Kodiaks lost to Elma and then to Bellevue Christian on the first day of the tournament. Brewster got to day two of the 2B tournament in Yakima before they bowed out to Pi L in Willapa Valley. It's the same school. The final was 13-1. Liberty Bell dropped from the tournament after losing 2 games on day 1. How about the weekend for Elmira Cooley Hardline? The boys baseball team won the state championship. So did the girls softball team. They hoisted the state 1B championship trophy Saturday in Yakima. They beat Quilcene, the final 11-0. Eastmont boys soccer team finishing 4th in state this year. Very good year for the Wildcats. They lost to eventual state champion Pasco on Friday, and then they lost the 3rd and 4th place game Saturday to Sumner. The final there is 6-1. The Wenatchee girls double team of Kaylin Noyd and Yasmin Quasi took 4th at the state 4A championships in Richland. Meanwhile, the Kurt family dominated the 1A tournament in Yakima. Tyler Kurt taking the boys championship. Aaliyah Kurt captured the girls title. State track and field championships, the 4A meet at Mount Tahoma. Wenatchee's Jared Barnes is your state champion in the 3,200 meter run. Congratulations. The Panthers' Jackson leads second in the long jump. Eastmont's David Baldovius placed second in the shot put. Wenatchee's Jaden Christofferson state javelin championship. Way to go, Jaden. Wenatchee's Elizabeth Farrell second in the long jump and 4th in the triple jump. And the Panthers' Rayanne Dressel was 1st in the shot put. Teammate Ashley Gold was 2nd in discus. Nicely done. At the 1B, 2B, 1A championships at Eastern in Cheney, Cascades' Ashley Parton won the 300 meter state hurdle championship. I'll get it out somehow or another. Cashmere's 4x400 girls relay team 2nd. The Bulldogs' Hunter Duke won the state javelin championship. Waterville's August Calorius placed 2nd in the triple jump. Manson's Fernando Flores won the state shot put championship. Waterville's Evan Simmons champion in discus. Antioch's Allison Haynes won the state shot put title, finished 2nd in discus. And Mika Stanford of Antioch took 3rd in discus and 3rd in the high jump. Whew. And then there's the Mariners. Wow, they did it again. 4 in a row, 9 of their last 10. A 2-1 victory over Texas yesterday at the safe. Marco Gonzalez, stellar once again. He allowed no earned runs, I should say, over 6 2/3 innings, just 4 hits. He picked up his 5th win of the season. Offensively, Seattle's got just enough to win the game. Nelson Cruz and Kyle Seager delivered RBI base hits in a 2-run 6, and that was all they needed. 8 of the Mariners' last 10 games have been 1-run contests. These 2 teams play again tonight. King Felix. The King's Court will be in session tonight. First pitch at 7:10. 22 minutes after the hour. On Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the obscure holiday of the day today. Today is Put a Pillow on Your Fridge Day. Put a pillow on your fridge. It's supposed to bring good luck. Why doing this to bring good luck is, I don't know, it's anybody's guess, really. So how do you celebrate Put a Pillow on Your Fridge Day? You put a pillow on your fridge. Again, I have absolutely no idea why we do this. It's the only one I found. Put a pillow on your fridge day. Okay. I'm not going to. You can if you want. 23 minutes after the hour. Today in history, 4 significant events. First of all, 2 states are celebrating their birthdays today. Rhode Island joined the Union May 29th, 1790, 228 years ago. That's the flag of the state of Rhode Island. It's square. Of course, it was the last of the original 13 colonies to ratify the Constitution. Rhode Island, of course, is the smallest state, but it has the longest name. The official name of Rhode Island is the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. That's the actual name of the state. Of course, it's known as the Ocean State. The state motto, hope. Kind of like that. The state song of Rhode Island, it's for me. And Rhode Island is divided into 5 counties, but they don't have county governments. Isn't that kind of interesting? The entire state is divided into 39 cities and towns, which handle all local government affairs. So they have 5 counties, but no county government. Interesting. Happy birthday, Rhode Island, 228 years old today. Happy 170th birthday to the Badger State. Wisconsin was admitted to the 30th state on this date, May 29th, 1848. There's no official nickname. They don't have a nickname. Everybody calls it the Badger State, but they don't actually have an official nickname for the state of Wisconsin. The state motto, forward. I approve of that. The state song, on Wisconsin. That's a no-brainer. Fun facts about Wisconsin. They produce more milk than any other state. Wow. That's stunning. And if you love to snowmobile, move to Wisconsin. Wisconsin has 15,210 groomed snowmobile trails. That's a lot. Happy birthday to Wisconsin. May 29th, 1922, 96 years ago today, the case was Federal Baseball Club v. the National League. The United States Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision written by Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, the Supreme Court ruled that Major League Baseball is a sport, not a business, and is therefore exempt from antitrust laws. It's still on the books today. Baseball, and only baseball, is exempt from antitrust laws. None of the other major sports, even the minor ones, are. They need to revisit that, I think. And 65 years ago today, May 29, 1953, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay made it to the top, the very first people to reach the summit of Mount Everest, May 29, 1953. Nobody really knew how tall Mount Everest was. They just knew it was the tallest mountain in the world. The only way to accurately measure it back in 1953 was to climb the darn thing. And when Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay measured it, it came out to exactly 29,000 feet. And Edmund Hillary says, nobody's going to believe that. That is exactly 29,000 feet. So he added an extra 26 feet just so it would sound better. As it turns out, he was only off by 3 feet. When they've now scientifically measured it, it's 29,029 feet tall. Edmund Hillary, Tenzing Norgay on top of the world, quite literally. Two birthdays to get to. Biggins. He was born Leslie Towns Hope in 1903. He was, of course, a British subject. Moved to the United States when he was 4 years old, settled in Cleveland. We're talking, of course, about Bob Hope. Bob Hope, born in this state in 1903, passed away in 2003 at the age of 100. The only person to have 4 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for motion pictures, radio, television, and theater. The comedian's comedian, Bob Hope, born in this state in 1903. And JFK would have been 101 years old today. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, murdered in downtown Dallas at the age of 46, the shortest lifespan of any president. The only Roman Catholic president we have ever elected. He hated wearing hats, never put them on. He thought hats made him look silly. And although he learned to shake hands with the public like any other politician needs to, he was uncomfortable with handshakes. Any handshake that lasted more than a second, he didn't like that. Maybe the most fascinating fact about John F. Kennedy, he could read 2,000 words a minute with 95% comprehension. He read 4 newspapers every morning from front to back in 15 minutes. That is pretty good. JFK would have been 101 years old today. All right, 28 minutes after the hour, fair skies, 56 degrees, lots of sunshine, a little breezy today, and a high of 73. Going to take a break. When we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike Mad Dog McNalty's opinion, and the news director Steve Hare will have a conversation with Keith Gaynor. Lots to get to between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I wish we had something cool for the kids to do this summer. I feel like we've just done it all.
Have you heard about the 100 Days of Summer at the Rack? The kids can take a dive with swim team, challenge themselves with karate and junior workouts. It's games galore playing tennis and pickleball. No need to choose. They can try it all with the Rack Summer Multi-Sport Camps. There's fun for you too. Get fit with group fitness or work on that tan by the pool. The Rack has something for the whole family. Find all the details at WRAC.org and do your 100 Days of Summer at the Rack, where we play every day.
Hi everyone, Brent. Hey, don't mind, we're just making a commercial here, Randall. You're okay. Hi everyone, Brent here. You're gonna love this. When you see this, come down and see us behind Nissan. I can do it. I can do it. The all-new 2018 Nissan. That's done, I'm done. We can't do it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee. Better performance, better.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Happy
Happy spring, Wenatchee Valley from Collins Fashions. We are so ready for your Wenatchee lifestyle special events and vacation time. Colorful tees and tunics, embroidered and colorful ankle jeans, capris and shorts from Not Your Daughters, Jag, Liverpool, French dressing, etc. Beautiful mom of the bride or groom dresses, sundresses too. New shoes and sandals from Soft, Bueno, Nicole, Naked Feet. Spring Brighton handbags and jewelry are amazing. Please stop into Collins and let us style and pamper you, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee, fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, one of the many suggestions being kicked around to deter school shootings is improved mental health services. Well, I agree with the concept that better identification of potential shooting perpetrators and the application of directed and subjective services to these individuals is definitely a step in the right direction. However, as with all suggestions to deter school shootings, better mental health services, it's a limited answer, as mental health counseling is only effective if the individual receiving the counseling wants to be helped. You know, that old joke comes to mind. How many counselors does it take to change a light bulb? Well, only one, but the light bulb has to want to be changed. It's true. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
The NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel.
Welcome back to the program on this Tuesday morning. I'm Steve Hare. Dan Kuntz will be back here as your host in a few moments. First of all, it's our live interview segment of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and joining me live in studio right now, Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor. Keith Gaynor is running as a candidate for the state legislature, hoping to succeed Carrie Condata in position 1 on the House of Representatives. Keith right now is joining me in the studio and decided not to run for re-election as a District 2 Commissioner for Chelan County, and decided to take the jump now to the state level. And let's talk about that and what was the final decision-making factor there for you?
Well, as you mentioned, I had decided actually when this last term began that I wouldn't be seeking another term. So I had intended to just call it good as far as public service. But you know, it was only a couple, 3 weeks ago that we found out that this position would be open. I had to do some real soul searching and decided that the experience that I've had at the county level would really be valuable as far as representing the 12th district. So it played into you know, the decision, but it was something that was not long in thought. I mean, it was something that happened fairly quickly.
Well, Keith, I've known you for quite some time, at least as in your capacity as a commissioner, but other than that, I really don't know too much about you. Maybe you can share with our viewers right now your history, your background here in Chelan County. You're a pear grower in the Dryden area, and it's a long-time family-owned business.
It is. I'm a third-generation farmer, but that was not really what I had planned to do. Out of college, I got a teaching degree, and I taught school in Moses Lake, and then I decided that really I had intended to make that my career, but I really did enjoy being outside and just the idea of farming. There was an opportunity there with my dad at the time, and so my wife Lisa and I came back to the area, and we've been there now for about 40 years.
How long have the Gaynors been pear growing?
Well, my grandpa immigrated from Russia, and so once he came to Dryden, I think it was probably in the 1940s, and so from that time we've been farming.
So tell us about your education again.
Well, I went to Wenatchee Valley, for 2 years, played basketball there, and then went to Seattle Pacific University and graduated there with that degree.
In teaching?
In education, yes.
In teaching, interesting. So was there any special field that you were interested in teaching, or just
elementary education?
Elementary.
And so I taught 6th grade.
Interesting, interesting. So let's talk about your background in public service right now. You're a Chelan County Commissioner. Did you also serve on the school district at one point?
I did. When we moved back to the Dryden area, I got on the Pashasson-Dryden School District, and I served you know, on there. And then other than that, I mean, I've been involved in industry boards, the pear industry, and then it was 16 years ago I was elected to the Chelan County Commission.
So what got you interested in getting involved in county work?
Well, I've always been interested in the political process and making sure that my voice is heard, and so you know I had been interested in the county level because it's probably the closest to the people, where you really do make decisions that affect you know, your way of life. The land use issues and things like that were very important to someone that's living off the land. So you know that was probably my main issue as far as why I got involved. Because there was a point in time where I felt like, you know, I often would say, well, why is this happening, and why did they decide this? Well, if you're not going to get involved, then you have to be careful how you criticize those who are making decisions. So I threw my hat in the ring back then, and I've been on the board now for 4 terms.
As you look back on your 4 terms in office, what do you see as the major accomplishments under, let's say, the administration that you've been involved with?
Well, you know, keeping in mind that, you know, when you're on a commission, it's really you're one of 3. So anything that is accomplished is a result of at least 2 of the commissioners agreeing. But I think we've done, through the years, have done really quite a bit. I think one of the major accomplishments was really getting through the 07-08 years, where we were significantly challenged as far as revenue.
The recession.
The recession, and making sure that county government continued to provide services to the people in a way that was very responsive. And that was a real challenge, because we had to have the cooperation of everyone in the courthouse, and we really did have that. And I've always been very grateful for everyone in the county family that made that work.
You've had a lot of challenges as well, and I'll just go back to last year and the whole controversy swirling around the marijuana regulations. I know that that was a learning experience for your board, as it has been for the state, for that matter, I guess, huh?
Well, the marijuana issue was one that I think took everybody a little bit by surprise, in a sense, and I only say surprise because the initiative, I think, really was understood more about decriminalizing marijuana, and that was one issue, but then the production and processing was a whole nother issue that local government had to deal with. So, you know, it opened up a new a new vista, I guess, of sorts, and it really was a challenge for all of us.
But it also, I think, gives you kind of an issue going forward if indeed you're elected to this state office, because I'm sure you would like to see the state revisit that law to see if it might be retooled somehow.
Well, one of the things that at the state level that I really do think needs to be more carefully examined is that we were told initially that the marijuana enforcement and even the licensing would be similar to the alcohol. So, you know, we had the Liquor Control Board, now it's Liquor, Cannabis, and it's supposed to be, it was supposed to follow the same guidelines. As we found out that it didn't. I mean, there were interpretations by the Attorney General that changed things. So, you know, at the state level, what I would be working toward would be to make sure that we have consistency. Local government has the opportunity to actually respond and have some say over how the citing of the licensing. And I think some of that is being worked out, but it's critical that the state understand what their impacts are on local communities. The other thing that's really critical is the revenue part of it. The state has done a great job of taking all of the revenue from the sales tax and putting it in the state coffers, but they've left the responsibility of dealing with the fallout at the local level. So, you know, I would be an advocate for seeing more money, more revenue coming back to the local jurisdictions to, offset the expenses that they're incurring.
Again, Keith Gaynor, Chelan County Commissioner, is not seeking re-election to the Commission, but he is seeking election to the State House of Representatives to replace Kerry Condata in position 1. He joins us live right now in studio. Keith, I know that you were saying earlier that walk a mile in my shoes before criticizing what we do. The same goes for the state legislature, because you hear a lot from the county courthouses complaining about the legislature and unfunded mandates. Now you're going to go to Olympia. It seems like sometimes there's a disconnect. Or someone gets elected to a state or even a federal office and they kind of lose sight of where they came from.
I think that may be true, but I think one of the things that I would want to make sure is that I was an advocate and a voice for the people, because when I talk about the people, I'm talking about the local governments, and those are the ones that really have to provide and perform the functions that the state legislature mandates. And there are a number of things that happen at the county level that it's difficult for people in Olympia to understand unless they've actually been there. Mm-hmm. So I would hope that my opportunity as a commissioner would translate into a chance to share with other legislators the reality of how this plays out. It's difficult. There's 98 representatives, and the vast majority of them have not had previous experience in elected office. And so, when the discussion is had in Olympia, sometimes it's difficult for them to understand how it really plays out on the ground.
How do you describe yourself politically? Obviously, you're running as a Republican, conservative?
I'm conservative, yes.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of money management going forward, I know that during the recession years, 2007, 2008, a lot of discussion about core functions of government, what we do, what we fund. I suppose the state needs to kind of go back and revisit that occasionally when they're talking budget issues as well.
Well, I think we've seen that with the McCleary decision. The counties have really put the state on notice that with the indigent defense, that is something that is a mandate for the counties to perform. So that is a core function of government. And there are a number of other things that, along the way that the state has been able to somewhat gloss over and just pass down the responsibility to local government. And so to me, it is a matter of prioritizing what government is really supposed to be doing. It's pretty easy to get mission creep, and we found that even at the local level. You know, we've had to stop and say, is this really something that we should be doing? Is this, you know, it may be a good idea, but is this really a core function of government?
Also, there was another topic I wanted to touch on with you, but it kind of escaped me right now. I did want to have you put on your commissioner's cap here in a few minutes. We have to take a short break, first of all. But before we break, I want to give you an opportunity to talk to our viewers right now and tell them why they should be picking you over the other 4 candidates running for that position.
Well, you know, one of the things is, as I mentioned, is that I have the experience, and I really am concerned about, you know, how local government is being handled, and you know, with the issues that come down, the unfunded mandates. You know, 12th district is a very rural district. We have issues that are not being you know, really addressed well from the state. We have transportation funding challenges. You know, these are the kinds of things that, you know, I've experienced. I understand how local government is being challenged, and so, you know, for me, you know, one of the reasons I'm running is because of the experience that I've gained, and you know, I hope to take that and use that to the best advantage for the 12th district.
One other topic, I guess, and it finally came back to me here. The legislature last year came under some fire for adopting some new laws having to do with the Freedom of Information and Public Records Act. I know that you probably share some of the concerns that they have at the state government with all of the time that is committed in trying to provide public documents and go through your public records and such. But what are your thoughts on that from just a general standpoint?
Well, I really believe in, you know, open government. I mean, there's no reason why the government shouldn't be transparent. I mean, we need to make sure that people have access to information. The reality, though, is that we have individuals who have, you know, they've probed for more information than they really need, in a sense, just to make work for local government, whether it be cities or counties or any entity actually. So to me, it's important for us to have a good understanding of being able to provide the information in a timely manner, but not let it be so excessive that it's been a challenge. We've actually put you know, public records person on, so that's added another individual, so that in some ways that's an unfunded mandate again that the county is having to deal with.
Very good. Keith Gator is joining us on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll have more with him in his capacity as a Chelan County Commissioner when we return.
Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp programs focus on our 4 core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Make this summer's memories last a lifetime. Pick your theme week today with a wide variety of safe and engaging activities. Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp is the ultimate summer fun in the sun camp for children, teens, and families. Reserve your child's week today.
Yamaha ATVs and side-by-side vehicles are proven off-road. Designed, engineered, and tested in the real world, they provide the best balance of off-road capability, comfort, and confidence, delivering performance that is truly proven off-road.
And we're back with our guest, Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor, who's also running for the State House of Representatives. I want you to put on your commissioner cap now. There have been some topics I wanted to follow up with you. Of course, we do have a chance to talk with all 3 Chelan County Commissioners every couple of weeks, but today we thought we'd, since we have you in studio, we'd kind of hit on a couple of issues with you. One being, last week I attended the meeting of the Wenatchee Valley Transportation Council, which is the metropolitan planning organization for Chelan and Douglas County, and they do all the planning for road and street projects here in our area. There's a major project that is still pending, and that has to do with replacing the old Cashmere Goodwin Bridge. And the status of that project is apparently on hold, or what is the status of that?
We're moving forward. What's happening is we're still trying to secure some more additional funding. We're within $5 million of the $23 million projected, and just last week at the Freight Mobility Board, the county made a presentation to hopefully secure the gap, you know, in $4 to $5 million that hopefully would come from what's called the FIM-SIB board. And if that transpires, then we're fully funded. But we are moving forward. We're doing the archaeological work. We're doing all the engineering. We're going to be ready to go. It'll be something that'll happen, of course, after I'm out of office. But it's been a long process. But it's gratifying to see it get this far.
Also, while we have you here, I wanted to get an update on the situation up at 8 Mile Lake and the dam that is threatened up there. I know that we received word that the Phase 1 repairs have been made up there, but can you give us any further details?
Well, those Phase 1 repairs were done, so there is a wider spillway now that will allow for the water to come out more rapidly, I guess, so that it doesn't create the erosion force that they were concerned about. Just last week on the conference call, the weekly conference call that they have, we talked about the monitoring, the lake monitoring sensors are being put in. So there should be, you know, adequate response time, you know, for if those monitors, you know, indicate that there is a sudden drop in lake levels, all of the emergency notification processes are in place. But it's a matter right now of just probably watching the weather and being aware of what's there. But I think the real threat has been somewhat relieved. So.
But it also reopens up that whole issue of wilderness areas and the fact that the reservoir is there and has been there for, what, over 100 years, continues to be an issue.
Well, it does. In fact, just next week, Mike Caputa and I and Tom Tebb from Department of Ecology, the tribes will be represented. We are going back to Washington, D.C. to hopefully have some conversations that will resolve some of those issues. The excavator that was up there, right, and is still up there at 8 Mile, had to be flown in, and the state got involved in order to fund that, in order to make sure that the emergency repairs were done. But the issue is really about the ingress and egress to what are in holdings within the wilderness. It's not unique. There is a wilderness dam in California where it actually has a paved road to it right through the wilderness. So it's not, and there's other mineral rights that are being you know, utilized within the wilderness areas too. So I think it's a matter of making sure that the government is fulfilling their obligations with the contract.
I think that at this point, though, the immediate threat of a breach of that dam is pretty much relieved, isn't it? That
has been addressed, yes. But you know, the ongoing thing is, as I said, there's an excavator sitting up in the middle of the wilderness, which is okay. I mean, that's what the contract allowed for. So.
Well, aren't you finding many of the same issues with this ongoing situation up in the Stehekin with Road to Cottonwood?
Yes. I mean, we actually, you know, initially we were told we needed an act of Congress to get that road taken care of. We got the act of Congress, but we still haven't been able to get that road taken care of. So that's one of the other issues that we'll be talking with some people back in D.C. about next week.
Another issue right now, and a project that's ongoing that your seatmate Doug England's been involved in, I know, is mental health in this Parkside facility. We've had a couple of tours now here at NCW Life of that facility, and they're getting ready to open that up in June, as I understand, and so that's another kind of feather in the cap of this commission.
Well, it's been a long process also to get to this point, and you know, that's something at the state level that does need to be worked through too, to make sure that we are providing the services, you know, in a way that really does address the needs of the community.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us in your capacity as a commissioner, or looking back on your career as a commissioner that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Well, I think one of the things about being a commissioner that is really gratifying is just working with people, helping solve issues and developing relationships. And so I've really been blessed, I guess, to be where I've been as far as fellow commissioners. We've got a great staff. The county family, as I mentioned earlier, they really do work together. And I've been proud to be a part of the Chelan County government.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. I know you got to head back up to the courthouse here for another session of one-day meeting this week since you had a little holiday yesterday. Keith Gaynor joining us here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thank you so much for stopping by, and look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, Steve.
You bet. We'll be back with Dan Kuntz, your host, with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this Tuesday morning. I'm Steve Hare.
Are you raising a grandchild or another relative's child? If so, kinship programs may be available for your family. Kinship Care is the full-time care of children by relatives. Kinship Care maintains family, cultural, and community ties. It's the oldest form of family preservation and an important safety net for children whose parents are either unable or unwilling to care for them. To learn more about Kinship Care or to find a support group near you, please contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington.
Join the NCW Life Channel for live coverage of Eastmont and Wenatchee High School commencement ceremonies Friday, June 8th.
Coverage brought to you by the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Outdoor Seating in Leavenworth. Young Bucks Landscaping and Tree Service, save a buck. And by Automoca with 6 locations in the valley to serve you.
Live Friday, June 8th, Eastmont High's graduation at 6, followed by Wenatchee High's graduation at 8, exclusively on the NCW Life Channel.
I definitely recommend them for new floors.
They made it so easy.
It looks like a whole new house.
Great service, great prices.
Want a recommendation before you buy new carpets or floors? Don't take our word for it, just listen to our customers.
And they guarantee their work for life.
Flooring America, where friends send friends. Select pet-friendly, kid-friendly, oops-friendly carpet and floors are on sale now.
Family means something in these parts. Family owned and operated means even more. At Rose Tractor, you're buying more than a product. You're buying years of knowledge through multiple generations. It means you can count on Rose for quality products, quality repairs, and folks who stand behind the products they sell. From your job site to your home, to rentals and repairs, to new outdoor power equipment. Rose Tractor is growing with you throughout the years. Rose Tractor, quality brands you can trust year after year.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Just a couple of minutes left on this Tuesday edition of this program. Thanks for keeping my seat nice and warm, Steve.
I'm a little dizzy here.
Yeah, Steve now has got your workout in for the day because you went from there to here and back again. Yeah. Fascinating conversation you had with Keith.
Yeah.
So he done good. I think the folks of Chelan County can be proud of the good work he's done.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, they were a lot of trials and tribulations there on that board, but they've gotten through it.
Yep. So, as Steve mentioned, we'll be profiling pretty much all the local candidates. What we're specifically concentrating on between now and August 7th, which is the primary, are those candidates who are in contested primaries. So if you have 3 or more candidates, they got to whittle it down to 2, the voters of this area do, on primary election day. So between now and, it seems like forever, August, we'll be profiling as many as the candidates who have a dog in the fight for the primary as we possibly can.
Yeah, I was going to be interviewing J.D. Greening, another candidate for County Commission, I believe. Mm-hmm. He was set to come in, but apparently he had a little conflict today, so we'll reschedule that. And we have some other candidates, I believe. Judge McSeveny will be coming in. Mm-hmm. He's looking to be retained as a judge for the Superior Court. But yeah, it's that time of the year. They're coming out of the woodwork, aren't they?
Well, we got lots of time. There's no question about that. We got lots of time to get that taken care of. And thank you, Steve, for doing that. A couple quick programming reminders. Tomorrow, my guests will be a couple of members of Sunrise Rotary, the Apple Century Bike Ride, the single biggest bike ride in this area.
That's this weekend?
Is this Saturday.
Oh boy.
Is this Saturday, and it's also the single biggest fundraiser of the year for Sunrise Rotary. And so they'll be in to talk about that. That is on Wednesday, tomorrow on this very program.
And then I guess you're going to be going on a little tour of some of the buildings in downtown?
Yep, we're going to take the Downtown Possibilities Tour. That's tomorrow at 3. They get going where the Chamber of Commerce is located out there at the corner of 2nd and the Avenue, and then we're going to go around and take a look at some of the downtown properties, maybe plant a few seeds. That'll be fun. We got about 20 seconds left. Let's do your forecast. Windy today. Lots of sunshine today. That temperature is about normal. The big story today is going to be the wind. Northwest wind about 11 to 17 miles an hour. Gusts as high as 26 miles an hour. A little breezy tonight. All of these temperatures that you see here are just about normal. It's still spring. Quick heads up on that. So there you go. Everybody, thanks for starting your day with us here. We'll be back at it tomorrow, dark and early. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.